Chico Ustespa, Omenewa. Primeramente, saludos y respetos to everybody. And as you guys can see, I'm on my Cholo Juan tip today. Um, Before I get started on the video, I just want to relay this message to the viewers. I know there's been a whole lot of drama going on lately on the tubo, but I mean we're gonna get past that. We're not in high school no more. We're gonna keep it pushing, basically. You know what I mean? So with that being said, uh, let's just try to keep the BS to a minimum. You know what I mean? With that being said, let's get right into the topic of the video. So I was having a conversation with one of the homies, right? And we are talking about how everybody always says that they're not gang members, they're gang bangers. But people need to understand that there's roles in the neighborhoods. There's roles. So with that being said, I'm gonna speak on the different roles. I'm talking about the main ones. I'm not talking about every single role because obviously the list is never ending. But I'm gonna talk about the main, maybe like 5 or 6 maybe that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so role number one is gonna be the main one that everybody aspires to be, even though they don't got it in them. It's gonna be the hitters. You know what I mean? The ones that pull. I don't know if I can say that actually. The ones that they do what they gotta do, basically. You know what I mean? They play with toys. They have artillery and the pokers. And I ain't talking about the card game. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. You got those. Those are the individuals that like I said, everybody kind of aspires to be that. Everybody wants to be that, for the most part, at least. You know what I mean? And most people portray themselves to be that, even though they know they can't. You know what I mean? They can't really play that part the way it's supposed to be played. And that's how a lot of people get crossed up and end up doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing, and they either end up telling, or they just find themselves in weird situations. And second, we got the brawlers, the fighters, the fools that just don't care, you know what I mean, to catch a beating, or you know what I mean, get a black eye, a couple bruises, a couple scratches, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know what I mean, the homies that they love to get down. And I'd say that's the more common one, you know. The more common one is the one that they're down to get them up with whoever, you know what I mean? And those, I'm not gonna lie to you, those are the ones that usually don't have to really, they don't have to put themselves out there like that. They're not constantly fishing for attention, you know what I mean? The ones that are down to get down, they're like, whatever, let's do it, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, there's the ones that don't get down and don't, you know what I mean, put themselves out there like that, but they will say they do, you know what I mean? We all got that homie that, you know what I mean, he's down to fight everybody and anybody, but either he's not gonna show up or he's getting whooped by everybody. Let's just be real. But that's the second type. You know what I mean? Of the homies that are around is, you know what I mean. You, like I said, you got the hitters, you got the fighters, and like I said, the fighters, they're usually the ones that are they don't really get into too much trouble. You know what I mean? Because a fair one is a fair one. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing really gonna happen from it unless it's out in public where, you know what I mean. Usually in public, it's not gonna be a fair one. That's why I give props to the ones who've given me fair ones, because usually it ends up happening where you'll catch a fair one, and if you're whooping there, you know what I mean, the other dude and he's with his homies, you're gonna get packed out. That's just the reality of it. But to the ones that can have a fair one, and you know what I mean, and just, you don't gotta shake hands after, but if you get down and you're able to take a beating, my respects to you, straight up, because there's a lot of suckers that, you know what I mean, they get whooped and then they turn into the hitters because they can't take that embarrassment, I guess. But hey, you know what I mean? That's for another video. Now as for this one, I would say this is the more common one nowadays. There's always been, you know what I mean, the money makers, the D boys, the ones that hit the licks. There's always been those. But nowadays, I'm gonna say that's more common. You know what I mean? Gangbanging nowadays is more about making money. And hey, you know what I mean? I'm all for it. You know what I mean? The homies that want to get their bread up, do your thing. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it. But so yeah, there's the D boys. You know what I mean? The ones that They do whatever's necessary to get their bills paid or their parents' bills paid. Um, you know, the ones that they uh they don't struggle to eat basically. You know what I mean? That's the best way I could put it without putting too much out there. Whether you know what I mean, it's through you know what I mean. I mean, I'm not gonna say how. You guys know. You know what I mean? D boys do what D boys do. Um, and it all falls under the category of the money makers. But as I said, not only D boys make money. You know what I mean? There are the homies that like to hit licks. You know what I mean? That's a very common one, allegedly. But yeah, you know, it's a common one. You know what I mean? You got the homies that like to go out and take, you know what I mean, what they don't have, which I don't really agree with. I've never done it. I can tell you guys right now, I never hit a lick in my life. And I can't say I really fault anybody for doing it because at the end of the day, well, at least the young fools, you know what I mean? The older fools that are still hitting licks, you fools gotta, you know what I mean? Go hit a McDonald's or something. But yeah, you know, like I said, it's just by any means necessary. The money makers they're gonna make their money, and I mean, I don't know. There's different ways, you know what I mean. You got the nah, I'm not gonna say how, but you got a lot of different ways to make money. These are just the roles. I'm not really saying what they do or how they do it. Like I said, this is just to let you guys know that not everybody's a gangbanger. There's gang members too. And let me throw this out there. The money makers also consist of the fools that got jobs. Cause there's always the homies that work at, you know what I mean, Burger King, McDonald's, you know what I mean, the flea market. Um, you know what I mean, they work with their dad or their uncles at the construction sites or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean, it's not always a bad thing. I don't want to make it seem like, you know what I mean, just because you're participating in things that you're not living by, you know what I mean, by regular jobs and stuff like that. Cause that's for the most part, most are gonna, you know what I mean, have a job and stuff. Like I said, this is just the money makers. And then there's the ones that keep the hood alive. They're the ones that are always kicking it at the hood, whether they live there or just always posted up. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that if you pass by, you're gonna see them. You know what I mean? They're not really gonna be. Well, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they're gonna be out there. You know what I mean? They're gonna be maneuvering around the city, however they do. But for the most part, they're always kicking it at the neighborhood. Like that's a second home. You know what I mean? That's or shit, first home if you ask me. You know what I mean? Second home is where you sleep at. First home is you know what I mean the neighborhood because that's where you're gonna spend most of your time. But uh, like I said, it's not always a bad thing. You know what I mean? You're kicking it. You're you know what I mean? You're having a good time with your homies, with your people or whatever. And I don't know. I guess like I said, there's a positive to these things too. You know what I mean? For the most part. But yeah, the I think the main role are the ones that kick it at the block. Those are the ones that are more they're more known too because those are the ones you're gonna find kicking it. You know, you're you go to I don't know how it is in you know what I mean any other areas, but in San Jose, as far as the homies go, you network with the neighborhoods around you. You know what I mean, like the homies at least. You're gonna go to a different neighborhood and you're gonna see the same people because those are the ones that either live there or kick it there. And you know what I mean. That's like I said to me. That's like the main role that basically everybody does. You know what I mean? Obviously the hitters, the brawlers, the fighters, the money makers, everybody posts up. But there's always that group that are always at the hood. And we all say when I say that, I guarantee you fools are like either that was me or I know exactly who you're talking about. All right, now we're down to the last two. You know what I mean? The ones that love to party. You know what I mean? We all got the homies that love to get faded. They love to get drunk. They love to get on their, you know what I mean? They love to get on basically. You know what I mean? There's the knocks that every neighborhood has. Everybody has their knocks. Everybody has their people that are, you know what I mean? Either sconted out or or just on a sick one. And not to say that the party people are the ones that are all out there like that because not, you know what I mean? There's people that party that just want to get faded just off a brew. But I put them in the same category because the knocks are usually partying. They're usually the ones that are like, you know what I mean? Where's the parties at? Where's this? Where's that? You know what I mean? Where's the brew at? You know? But yeah, you know, that's obviously one of the roles. Everybody knows it. We all got those homies that are like they hit you up 9, 10 in the morning, like, hey, where's the brew at? What you got on my 40s? Stuff like that, We all got those homies. And in all reality, let's just be honest. A lot of the other roles, the money makers, the hitters, the fighters, whatever it is, everybody parties. I'm not saying that that's like a role that it's not separate roles. Obviously, you can be all of the above, two of the above, one of the above, three of the above, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that everybody is like, but those are the categories. Those are the main roles. And I guess for the last role, I'm gonna say it's the ones that join for the females. We all know which ones they are too, because it's the ones that are like, oh, where the broads at, where the females at, all the time. Every time you see them, where the females at. And again, let me emphasize, that can be, all of the above. Everybody in the neighborhood, when they kick it with certain people, where the bees at, where the females at, where the broads at, where's this, where's that, where's the brew at, where's the parties at, where the enemies at. you know, that's just the way it is though. But like I said, it's not always a bad thing, man. Like everybody always portrays gangs to be a bad thing, and I'll give you this, for the most part, yeah. But at the same time, there's always gonna be that brotherhood. There's always gonna be that respect, that those characteristics that you're gonna learn, and they're gonna stay with you forever. You know what I mean? And I say those roles not to, because it's not even the clown. Because like I said, every neighborhood has every single one of these, dude. Like every single neighborhood has the knocks, the party people, everybody that I mentioned. You know what I mean? So it's not even to downplay or to make anybody look bad or anything like that. Because I didn't even mention who, what neighborhood, what you represent, nothing. It's just we all got them. You know what I mean? And if there's a role that I'm missing, comment it down below. Let me know, because I feel like I am missing, certain ones, but those are the main ones that I can think of. You know what I mean? But hey, you know what I mean? I just wanted to drop a little video. I'm not gonna say quick because it's hella long, but I just wanted to drop a little video. You know what I mean? And it was a conversation that I was having, like I said, and I was like, man, it's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? But yeah, with that being said, drop a like. You know what I mean? Comment down below. Let me know, like I said, what role that I missed, or what role I put too much on, or whatever. You know what I mean? Let me know. You know what I mean? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe too. You know what I mean? I'm already forgetting all that stuff that I say because it's been like a week or two since I uploaded something that I really, you know what I mean? That I wanted to upload. But you know what I mean? We're back to the scheduled programming. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be dropping again. Gonna be having fun again. You know what I mean? And like I say, I know I haven't. I say this now. You know what I mean? Stay sucker free. And the goal is to make it out the hood, not stay in it. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.